Do his phone. The three-word email Andy Coulson is alleged to have sent to the News of the World journalist investigating the son of the footballer George Best. That was one of the key claims outlined to the Old Bailey phone hacking trial today. The jury was also told that a voicemail message sent by Prince Harry had been intercepted and that Rebecca Brooks, when editor of The Sun, had authorised payments to an MOD official, so the paper got stories first. Sarah Smith was in court, and be warned, her report does contain flash photography.
Andy Coulson clearly doesn't enjoy becoming the story himself. Not now his affair with co-defendant Rebecca Brooks has been made public. Arriving in court today to hear evidence about the methods he used to use to reveal the private affairs of other public figures, methods the prosecution say were illegal. From the dock, both Andy Coulson and Rebecca Brooks could read the emails to and from them, which have been produced as evidence against them. They'd been working on a story about Callum Best, son of the late footballer George Best. At the News of the World, they were worried their exclusive might leak. The court was shown an email exchange in which Coulson asked his news editor, Ian Edmondson,
"You think Callum a leak?"
"I'm looking at every little thing. Same thing happened before. Callum bragging, I have close mates inside News of the World."
Coulson instructed him,
"Do his phone."
The prosecution allege hacking the phones of celebrities, politicians and public figures was routine at the News of the World. A perfectly rational but illegal way of standing up stories, they said. One particular scoop about Prince Harry, allegedly breaking the rules at Sandhurst by asking an aide for help with an essay, was entirely based on a voicemail message the Prince had left for his private secretary, the court was told. The royal family were a favourite target. To try to uncover palace secrets, the prosecution say the paper illegally purchased internal phone directories from royal protection officers, giving them the telephone numbers for royals and members of their household. The going rate was £1,000 for each updated copy. Clive Goodman, the paper's former royal correspondent, was convicted of phone hacking in 2006. Today we heard more about how he did it and who allegedly knew about it. The court heard that Clive Goodman told Andy Coulson in an email that the royal directory was incredibly useful, and he asked for £1,000 in cash to pay for it. A payment was indeed made, and the prosecution claimed this is the clearest possible evidence of conspiracy to commit misconduct in public office. In his email, the court heard Goodman stress the payment had to be in cash.
"Because if they're discovered selling stuff to us, they end up on criminal charges, as could we."
The jury was told there was a dispute as to whether that part of the email had been received by Coulson, but they were also shown a later message relating to the purchase of another royal phone directory. In it, Goodman wrote to Coulson,
"It's a very risky document for him to nick. OK to put the credit through? It's one of our normal cash contributions only players."
After a further email from Goodman chasing a response, Coulson eventually replied,
"Fine."
As well as phone hacking, Rebecca Brooks, former editor of both the News of the World and The Sun, is accused of authorising the payment of tens of thousands of pounds to military sources in return for information. Today she heard the prosecution claim she personally approved payment for an embarrassing picture of Prince William. £4,000 that was paid to a member of the armed forces for a photo of the Prince wearing a bikini. The Sun said he was at a party, dressed as a Bond girl. The court was told she also authorised payments to a Ministry of Defence official for details about British soldiers killed in action before their names were officially released, something the prosecution say she knew was a criminal offence. Rebecca Brooks, Andy Coulson and the other 6 defendants deny all the charges against them. The prosecution case will continue on Monday.